The moment a dentist says the words, "You need a root canal," most patients stop listening. Fear takes over, Google searches begin, and suddenly everyone has a horror story. But here's the truth, most of what you heard about root canals is either outdated or misunderstood. In this video, I want to clear that confusion once and for all. I'll explain what a root canal actually is, why a tooth really needs it, and whether it's required even when there's no pain. We'll also talk about root canal versus extraction, which option is truly better, whether the procedure actually hurts, and how modern dentistry has changed the entire experience. I'll also explain single visit versus multiple visit root canals, what normal recovery looks like, and the top mistakes that the patient makes after treatment that causes problems later on. If you've ever been scared, confused, or unsure about root canal treatment, this video is for you. Today, let's cut through the noise and talk about what a root canal truly means, whether you really need it or you don't. Your dentist tells you you need a root canal. Now what? Before you panic about a root canal, ask yourself just one thing. When your dentist says you need a root canal, it doesn't mean that your tooth is lost. In fact, it means that your tooth can be saved. What happens next? We identify why the nerve is damaged. We confirm with x-rays, scans, and clinical tests. We assess whether the tooth is restorable and not. Please remember, a root canal is not a punishment. It is a rescue procedure. So you might ask me, why does my tooth need a root canal? Pain is not the only reason you need a root canal. So a tooth normally has 3 layers. The outer hard layers, which are the enamel and the dentin, and the inner core, which is a soft layer called the pulp. So when the damage penetrates to the outer hard layers and reaches the pulp, that's when you need a root canal. If this pulp is infected, inflamed, or dead, so this can happen due to deep cavities, cracks, trauma, or leaky old fillings. Unlike many other organs in the body, teeth are unique. They have only one blood supply. And when that blood supply is compromised, the body's defense cells, the white blood cells, cannot reach the tooth. So when the body's defense cannot reach the source of the infection, that is the tooth cannot heal on its own. And that's when a root canal becomes necessary. So my patients ask me, why does my tooth hurt so much before a root canal? Tooth pain is your body's alarm system. It speaks different languages. Pain is a defense mechanism. It tells us something is wrong, and the type of the pain that you have will guide the treatment. So if you're having sharp, sudden pain, it usually comes from the fast pain fibers. Example, the A delta fibers. If the type of pain that you're having is dull, throbbing, lingering, then that usually comes from activation of slow pain fibers, called as the C fibers. When the pulp is inflamed or infected, a bundle of these fibers can be continuously stimulated, leading to severe, unbearable pain. This is why infected teeth hurt so badly, and they don't settle on their own. So now you might ask me, my tooth doesn't hurt at all, but my dentist still recommended a root canal. Let me tell you, the most dangerous tooth is often the one that doesn't hurt. No pain does not mean no problem. Dead nerves usually don't hurt, but they silently spread infection, damage surrounding bone. To summarize, a root canal done early will be simpler, faster, and have better prognosis. A delayed root canal needs more anesthesia, more medication, longer healing, and more discomfort. So you might ask me, instead of going through all this, I might as well extract the tooth. So let's discuss which is better, a root canal or an extraction. If a tooth can be saved, removing it should always be the last option. As a famous Spanish author, Cervantes, wrote in his famous book Don Quixote, every tooth in a man's head is more valuable than a diamond. The choice to save the tooth depends upon the extent of damage on the tooth, the position of the tooth in the arch, and the supporting bone condition. A successful root canal preserves your natural tooth, maintains jawbone, maintains chewing efficiency, and preserves proprioception. Proprioception is something that no implant can fully replace. It is a natural connection between the tooth and the bone, which acts as a shock absorber, a pressure sensor, which is nothing but a guide which tells you how hard to bite into a piece of bread versus a peanut. Whereas when you extract a tooth, it creates a gap, leads to bone loss, and usually requires replacement with either an implant or a bridge. If your tooth can be saved, your natural tooth is always superior. Dental anxiety is real. Can anxiety be managed during a root canal procedure? If just the thought of a root canal makes you anxious, listen to this. Many patients tell me, "Doctor, I'm terrified of root canals." And I completely understand that fear. Dental anxiety is real and we take it seriously. First, we explain every step before we start. No surprises, you know exactly what's happening and why. Secondly, we use effective anesthesia so that you don't feel any pain during the procedure. In case you're feeling mild sensitivity or pain during the procedure, make sure to raise your hand and stop the dentist. Ask the dentist for a top-up dose. And thirdly, for patients who are extremely anxious, we can also discuss mild sedation options to help you stay calm and comfortable. Many anxious patients tell me later, "Doctor, that was much easier than I expected." So yes, dental anxiety can be managed. Talk openly to your dentist about your fears. We are here to help you, not to judge. Now let me explain in 30 seconds how we do a root canal. First, we numb the tooth. We remove the decayed part and gain entry into the pulp. We remove the infected pulp. We clean and disinfect canals using irrigation and precision instruments. Then we fill this dead space with a safe, biocompatible root filling material. We then seal the tooth and protect it with an onlay or a crown. That's it. No horror, no drama. What type of anesthesia do you use? If you're worried about pain during a root canal, this will help. People often ask me what type of anesthesia is used during a root canal. We use local anesthesia, which numbs only the tooth and the surrounding area. The injection itself feels like a small pinch for a few seconds. After that, the entire area goes numb within about 3 to 5 minutes. The numbness usually lasts for about 3 to 5 hours after the treatment. That's completely normal and it wears off gradually. I usually use lignocaine or articaine. This comes with an option of adrenaline which is added to it to hasten the process. In case you're pregnant or have health conditions such as cardiac disease, we can use plain anesthesia. So if you have any allergies or medical conditions, always inform your dentist beforehand so that they can choose your anesthesia and adjust the dose accordingly. Modern anesthesia is very safe and very effective. Painful dental treatment is no longer the norm. So now that you've decided to get a root canal, you will ask me if the root canal procedure really hurts. So let me tell you, a root canal today hurts less than living with an infected tooth. Modern dentistry today offers stronger anesthesia, thinner needles, smaller, gentler instruments, microscopes and magnification, mechanized instruments and ultrasonics, 3D filling materials and bioactive sealers. The result, faster procedures, better outcomes, easier recovery. Most patients might say, "That was easier than my filling." Fear comes from old stories, not modern dentistry. Many patients ask me, should a root canal be done in a single visit or in a multi-visit? Here's what I recommend and why. About 95% of the time, I prefer single visit root canals. They work beautifully for clean, uncomplicated cases. However, multi-visit root canals can be better when there's an active infection or pus, there's a swelling or severe pain, or a previous root canal has failed. This is because a multi-visit allows medication to be put inside the tooth, which can help the infection settle down. So you would ask me, why not always do a multi-visit? This is because temporary seals can leak, allowing bacteria to re-enter, forcing us to repeat the entire process. I would choose what is safest for your tooth and not just what is the fastest. Let's talk about the recovery process after a root canal. What is normal pain after a root canal treatment? Some pain after root canal is normal, but only to a point. There might be mild soreness around the tooth or at the injection site, tenderness while biting. It usually lasts for around 2 to 5 days. What is not normal is increased swelling, severe throbbing pain, and fever. When in doubt, call your dentist early. Sometimes patients ask me, "Doctor, my root canal is done. Why is the pain back?" There are 3 common reasons. First, if a canal is missed. Second, if there's a crack in the tooth. Third, the tooth was not properly sealed, or the onlay or the crown was delayed. This is exactly why microscopic assisted root canals are important. We can see hidden canals and cracks. And please remember, a crown or an onlay is not optional. It should ideally be placed within 2 weeks after the root canal is completed. If pain returns, please don't ignore it. Come back early, as most problems are easier to fix when caught in time. Let me tell you about the top 3 mistakes mistakes that patients usually make after a root canal treatment is completed. These 3 mistakes are why root canals fail years later. First is skipping the crown. Now, root canal treated teeth do not weaken because the nerve is removed. The real issue is loss of tooth structure. There's a very important structure called the circumpulpal dentin which surrounds the pulp. The process of getting a root canal done, this circumpulpal dentin is responsible for the structural integrity and strength of the tooth. And without this protection, the tooth is more prone to fracture. So not getting a crown after a root canal equals higher risk of failure, which can be very small in size, such as an inlay or an onlay. We always do not need to replace it with a crown. The second mistake could be delaying follow-up. Temporary fillings, usually placed after the first sitting, are not permanent solutions. You need to go back to your dentist and complete the work. The third one is ignoring bite problems. An uneven bite can overload the tooth and cause cracks or pain. A successful root canal treatment is treatment plus protection plus follow-up. Root canals don't fail because they are bad. They fail because they are misunderstood. If this helped you, share it with somebody who's scared of a root canal treatment. Save it for later. And remember, saving a tooth is always worth trying. And do not miss to hit the subscribe button.